All right. It's time for the college football quick hitch. And boy, do we have one. We combine the college football quick hitch and the greatest ever segment into one mega Transformer Optimus Prime Mega Ranger segment. So, greatest ever today.
You two first.
College football teams. I think we got the same one.
Because y'all don't know what I'm picking, do you?
I know. Some people will say 2019 LSU. Okay, some people say 2019 LSU. Some people will say 2020 Bama because you had an all-SEC schedule. Ran through it. I will say this. If we were going on and off the field, I've got to go like 1945 Army because you won the Natty and World War II.
Yeah.
But we're talking about just on the field. And I'm not picking somebody from the 50s or the 60s or the 80s or honestly the 90s because the game is so different right now. And I know you can say, all right, well, it's the greatest teams in their era. If the best team from this era played the best team from that era with the way athletes have evolved, they would destroy them.
So the players better now.
So wait,
the players are better now. Yes.
So the players are better now, but not back then. Okay.
Look, if you're trying to find a roundabout way of saying Michael Jordan's not the greatest.
See, there's always
like you always
it's
do.
just funny to hear
you're wrong.
like
okay, now let's move on. We're talking about the greatest college football teams. Of all
Don't
time.
muddy the
Would you like to join the conversation?
Yeah.
That's fine.
So are we capping this at 2000? Is this a 21st century thing or?
You pick whoever you want. I'm just telling you my philosophy on it.
So
Okay?
You're just trying to already defend.
I'm not naming a team that had a guy
1936
named
Army
like Ronnie Crazy Legs Jensen.
Hey,
on
he's
it
pretty good, man.
From like 1951. Here's what I got. It's 2001 Miami.
Yeah.
And it's pretty simple. I'm going to go through some reasons why. All right? And we're going to roll these clips as I'm talking. Larry Coker, the one champ Joker. Here's what I got. 2001 Miami. I'm just going to name a couple players and then some stats. Okay. Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee, Frank Gore, Ed Reed, Vince Wilfork, Jonathan Vilma, Kellen Winslow, Sean Taylor, Jeremy Shockey, and I'm not even getting close to the amount. Here are some numbers. Georgia's defense last year we said was the best ever, right? And since they play in this era with new offenses, I'll give them that credit. They gave up 10.4 points a game, Georgia did last year. Miami gave up 9.8 per game. Miami in 2001 beat 5 top 15 teams by a combined score of 236-72. On that roster, not in that year, but on that roster, they had 38 players drafted, 17 first round, 6 second round, or day 2, second round and third round, and 15 round 4 through 7 picks. That leads to 75, think about this, Cone, 75% of the NFL teams drafted a player from Miami that was on that roster. 75%. 19 of the 22 starters for Miami got drafted.
19 of the 22
19 of the 22. And they played physical, they played fast, and they were one of the most disciplined Miami teams, in my opinion. Even going back to Miami's heyday before that. Ken Dorsey was a good quarterback. He was not a great quarterback. They had an NFL team. It's 2001 Miami. They went 12-0, 7-0 in the conference. That, to me, because I went back and forth, 2001 Miami, 2004 USC. And I just landed on it because those numbers are incredible when you look at that roster. And you could go through that roster and look, and it's just name. It's a who's who.
Okay, look, I mean, it's 2001 Miami.
Thank
but
you.
I do have an honorable mention. I don't even have to go through the roster of Miami. Your safeties are Ed Reed and Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else. I don't.
How did
But
nobody
let me throw
die,
this honorable
like,
mention
during the
out
game?
here.
22 starters
The
and you don't need
2004 Auburn Tigers.
Really?
Yes.
Jason Campbell,
Dog.
stud. Carnell Williams, Ronnie
Dog.
Brown, Thunder and Lightning. Name a better duo.
They had Brandon Jacobs, too.
And Brandon
duo.
Jacobs, sorry, you're not good enough.
Reggie Bush, Lindell.
Sorry,
White's a pretty
6'3".
good duo.
Not a better, no, not
Better
better.
back.
Not better. Courtney Taylor, Devin Aramashadu, Anthony Mix,
And
Cooper
Obamane.
Wallace, Travis Williams, Junior Rosegreen, Carlos Rogers.
Junior Rose.
They cheated us. They cheated us, and we should have played for the national championship, and I'll never forgive you.
All right. A few things here. One, that 2004 Auburn team should have been able to compete in the postseason.
They let Hobby,
Not right.
Ripple,
And
Jason
that's why the
White
14 playoff
and
was invented
Oklahoma
right
play
there.
and embarrass
It
everybody.
was
That's why the
56 like the
14th playoff.
3. And
Yeah.
Also, a word on that Miami team. My buddy Alex is tuning in today. He agrees with you guys.
Thank
From
you,
Miami.
Alex.
Not only that, he said the 2002 team was just as good that the phantom flag at the end against the Ohio Buckeyes with Maurice Claret.
I remember that.
Year. He also said that 2000 team, when those kids were pups, beat Florida in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans on the field and beat them up on Bourbon Street.
You had Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, Jonathan Vilma. Like, you had straight killers on the football field.
So you guys are both going with 2001 Miami.
Yes,
Great.
I want to see what the
honorable mention 2004 Auburn, David. Don't you forget
really? So what does that mean?
Because a lot of people forgot about that Auburn team
of all time.
I refuse.
I'll never forgotten about him.
I got to walk in the locker room that year, and I'll never forget it. Anthony Mix is still one of the biggest. Was King Dunlap?
Yes.
King Dunlap is the biggest human I've ever seen in my life. If you've ever watched anime in your life, it's that Titans.
I never have. I never have, and I never will.
I know, Squirtle.
Okay.
What does the Booster Club say, Blaine?
I have to get out my greatest team of all time.
No.
I can't pick 2001 Miami. I have to go different. Okay.
USC?
There was a short list. 2004 USC for sure was on that list. You have to talk about it.
Are you going to say 2004 Auburn?
1995 Nebraska.
Here we go.
Okay. You have to talk.
They're a great team.
The reason in 2020 Alabama, with not playing a full schedule, I do believe there's an asterisk there. So you can't play it out to its full conclusion.
But they did play a full SEC schedule, though.
Full SEC schedule, and they were really good. But you know what? The greatest football team in college history was a 2019 Louisiana State Tigers. Run this highlight here, okay? While I talk about their greatness. First of all, Ken Dorsey. In today's game, you need a dog at quarterback to get the job done.
One.
Ken Dorsey wasn't that guy, okay? Ken Dorsey wasn't that dog. This is that guy right here. Look at Joey Burrow right here. Won the Heisman Trophy with the greatest margin of victory ever in the history of the award.
Defense wasn't good enough.
60 touchdown passes. I can't even count that high. Also set an NCAA record for passer rating. 1,400-yard running back in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 2 1,500-yard wide receivers in Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. 2, okay? With the former winning the Blitnikoff Award. Their offensive line won the Joe Moore Award. And you're talking about the defensive side of the ball. 2 All-Americans with the Jim Thorpe Award winner in Grant Delpit and freshman Derek Stingley Jr., who just went 3 overall. And their linebacker, Jacob Phillips, led the SEC in tackles. You said that Miami had 5 top 15 wins. This LSU team had 7 top 10 wins and outscored their opponents by a combined 726 to 328.
Hold on, say that whole stat again. You said 7 top 10?
7 top 10.
Why did I not remember that?
What was it? What they always compare that team? If that team could play, what was it, 2019?
2020 Bama.
2020 Bama.
Could play 2019
2020
LSU.
Bama. And look, I think there is an asterisk with the COVID year, even though Alabama and Mac
Not
Jones
their fault.
ran everyone. And it was Devontae. That was Devontae Smith. Ran over everyone.
Yeah, it wasn't close. I watched one play of the Auburn-Alabama game. I was like, all right, guys.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you have a team like that, most important guy in the organization, who do I always say it is? The bus driver
and the plane driver and the pilot.
The pilot and the bus driver. Just fly us to where we got to go. Bus driver, get us to the game safe, and we will beat them to sleep.
But I will grant you guys the coolest football player of all time, Willis McGahee, with the colored
What a
visor.
devastating
With the colored visor.
That injury it was dope. But like I think about McGahee's injury. I think it was in the Natty where he got his knee.
But I thought that was
I
too,
still
right?
think that Sean Taylor would probably be the best defensive player ever to play the game of football if he didn't die.
I know. It's a terrible
Better than
story.
Lawrence Taylor?
Yeah.
Hey, if you like that content, go ahead and subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, String in a Cup. As long as you're listening, we appreciate you. Go subscribe now. It's Crain & Company.